this is somebody had sent me a comment of, their long marriage ended, job loss, and family challenges, medical challenges, and felt I had to maybe speak on this, and maybe not directly to that person that I was speaking with, but in general, because this is how what's going on with everybody. When you have a main wage earner loses your job, or even if it's an equal household and two people are earning a living to support your families, and this economic collapse makes you go unemployed, um, the first thing that happens is you lose your worth. You lose your value of who you are as a human being. And then if everybody else in your family is kind of relying on you, um, they, we as humans tend to be critical of each other, especially during downtimes. We don't know how to build a person up. We know how to pressure them. We know how to complain about them. We want something out of other people, so we're going to motivate them to do something for us. We don't take charge of our own lives. We don't know how to build each other up so that we work as a good, effective unit. So, and for the most part, it's been a male-dominated world. You got to kind of look at the bigger picture that, you know, it's all been about muscle. The guy that's the biggest and the strongest is the ones that are going to control everything. And you've built an economic system where, females can't go out and make the same type of wages as men do. Sure, you can put all of these laws and rules out there, but unless you're a woman walking that path, you can see that there's no equality yet. And basically, what this women's rights groups have done is made women have to go out and work just the same amount of hours, but come home and do all of the housework and take on all of the responsibilities that a mother typically does. So this women's lib bit has made women work twice as hard, and no human being can do that job. And women have in history have gone crazy trying to communicate that problem with men. Back in the good old days, women used to be put on Valium. Why? Because they're friggin' stressed. You see fibromyalgia more in females than you do in males, and they don't even want to recognize that as an illness. We won't recognize any health problems that are created and pushed on women, but we do for men. Sex is, if a man can't enjoy sex, well, our whole entire medical field will focus on, let's solve that problem for men so they can enjoy their sex, but women, haven't enjoyed sex for how long? There's no interest in solving that problem. Um, that's a whole nother topic. But you can see that our whole world is catered around men and what men want. And men want to look at tits and ass. Men, work hard, but then they're very sexual beings. Come on, they gotta admit, they think of sex 24 hours a day. I'm not the first one to notice that. So what you end up creating is, what kind of women do you look at? Do you look at them as slaves that can do twice as much work as you, get paid less money than you, and always, have the tits and ass for you to look at? At some point in time, men have to look at what they created in women and what does it take to be a woman and survive this world. If you're going to be able to earn the same kind of living as a man can, you have to be smarter than men. You have to out manipulate men. You have to marry men for their money because that's the only way you're going to be able to survive. So it's like, if you don't like the way women are and you're a man, then maybe as a male, kind of look at what you did in your society that created women to be exactly who they are. Now, women at the same time have to take that same responsibility, that if you want men just to earn your living and an economic collapses, then, the first thing a woman will do is dump you because she only married you for your money, for your labor, because that's all you told her you were. Like, you treat people, or you teach people how you want them to treat you. So if you want to come across as the main wage earner, then when you lose your job, you kind of lost who you are, and don't be surprised if you get a little dumped. Now, I'm not saying females are right. Kind of insane of what they're doing. I think both sexes have been a little screwed up. We don't know how to create an equal world that both sexes can be who they need to be. So if you find that you've lost your job and, your spouse has divorced you because you're kind of dead weight, then don't look at this as something that's happening to you individually. This is happening to everybody. And it's a wake-up call. And it's not greener, across the fence. That is a pile of bullshit. Because, there's, if all women are doing this and they think that, dump the dead weight, there's going to be some richer guy over there. Well, everybody's losing their jobs. There's not going to be a hell of a lot to choose from. And, the ones that tend to be able to attract those that have, the money are only young people, and then they get used for their sex and the game just keeps repeating. So, if it has happened to you, then find out your worth. This is a time for change. Yes, things may look doom and gloom, but this is your lesson. This is something had to hit you in the face so you can see a bigger picture. And you can sit and wallow in the, oh, poor me, and I've lost my job and I've lost my family, and all that'll get you is you'll start doing some kind of drug, you'll be an alcoholic, you'll use some form of drug to get rid of that pain, and the pain will never go away. You're going to repeat the same story over and over and over again, and when you wake up, that same problem's going to be there. Tomorrow when you wake up, the same problem's going to be there because you're repeating the same stories over and over again of how bad everything is. Look at why things are happening. How did you play a role in this? How did you teach people that this is who you are? And then make a change. Do something completely different. All aspects of our reality need to change. We're in this chaos right now where all forms of our employment have been completely wrong. Everything that we've done, everybody that's earning their living right now is earning their living in a way that's destroying the freaking planet, if you haven't noticed. Which means there's great opportunity. So you need to jump into, yeah, life is crap, but how can I turn it around? How can I make it better? And when you jump into change and you inspire others around you to jump into change, then you got to realize this is a time for us to evolve. This is a time for us to be better human beings. And while you may be losing one, your old family, there is a possibility that, your ex may wake up, and you can save your marriages by sort of saying, how can we do better? How can we support each other? How, this is bad for all of us. How can I be a better wife? How can I be a better husband? How can we do things differently, that supports and encourages us as a team? If you can't get that, then you never had that, and you need to create that with your new relationships. You know, maybe you've been with the wrong person because you were playing an old game that never worked, but now it's time to play a new game, and you have to understand there are other women, there are other men out there that are evolving from the challenges that they face. And it's those type of guys that I'd be interested in. I'm interested in the new man, the man that wants to build an equal world, the man that appreciates women, um, and kind of looking for a change in women too, that they can fall into their place too, and not use men for an income, but they start to say, hey, I'm worth it. And the work that you do, raising a family is work that you don't get paid, and we've been saying that for years, that it's the hardest job on the planet, and yet we don't get paid for it. At some point in time, women need to stand up and say, I'm worth something. And men have to do the same thing. You have to, don't put a dollar value on yourself, put a human value on yourself, and teach other people how to treat you as a human. If you don't tell people how you want to be treated, then they're going to treat you the way you teach them to treat you. And while you're in the poor me game, all you're doing is asking people to feel sorry for you. And so the universe is going to just feel sorry for you. You want a little bit more than that. You want people to build you up. You want people to give you opportunities. So act and use words as, I have something to offer. Who wants to offer me that opportunity to unfold that? And when you start doing something like that and you start jumping into the shift, you'll see your life shift around. Peace out.